Hi everyone. I literally never do this, but I just doing this little impromptu video. I'm Charu from embodytantra.com, and I just finished working with some clients, and I wanted to record this while this was fresh in my mind. I did not wear this while I was working with my clients. I changed into my pajamas and then thought I should make a video. And what was coming up was this constant fear that if the relationship isn't perfect, then it should end. And what I noticed myself talking about with this couple is this, this really, really deep-rooted issue, because I think that so many of us fall into this trap of, is this okay? And if I don't like this, and, shouldn't it be this way? And this idea that there's some kind of perfection that we could somehow reach in our relationships, or if our relationship isn't meeting every single need we have, then we're wrong or bad for being in it, or or is it right or wrong? And we get into this really intense push-pull that actually keeps us from being able to be present to our partnership. And what I found myself talking about is this: there's lots of reasons why that happens, but one of the things that's just so so hard, and also so normal. So my hope is to kind of let you off the hook and let you know that this is so normal in our culture, is that we live in this quite desolate, in a certain way, culture where for many of us, we are not connected with anything ancestral. And so essentially what we have been fed and what our bodies have integrated as our culture is consumerism. And consumerism necessarily is a dangling carrot. It's constantly something that we can't quite have, so that we have to spend more money, work harder. I mean, this is what, is the way of the world and allows our current society to function. And so literally, like, our systems have been built on this house of cards of, and we have integrated it as our culture of these ideas of perfectionism. And they're so deeply ingrained in us, this perfect that can't possibly exist. And add social media to the pot and it all gets so much more intense and crazy, that here we are constantly in sadness and struggle and comparison against an ideal that is simply not even real. It's something that's being sold to us, and it has to be just out of reach so that we'll keep buying it. And one of the things that my punchline, this isn't just to upset you about the state of the culture, but it's also I want to give you permission to be where you're at in your relationship and let you off the hook. One of the things I talked to my client about was, what can you just take 1 month vacation from being concerned about if I should be here, if this is okay, if it isn't okay, and just see what happens when those thoughts come up. Be like, totally get it. We can talk about that next month. And just month by month, seeing, is that, is it really helping me to be in this? Or could I let myself off the hook and be just present in my relationship? And what would that be like? And see if that gives any freedom or more ability to really see your partner. And for me, what I see as, a powerful partnership, I think there is no such thing as a perfect partnership. There is what you value, what's really important to you, and prioritizing that in your partnership. And if what's really important to you isn't there, then yeah, that could be a reason for reassessment. And then there's also just, if you are growing, if you are challenged, and your partner is growing and they are challenged and they're working with you within those challenges that come up in every single relationship, I would say that's grounds for a really powerful partnership. That's what I would consider as a good partnership, is that you are both in the conversation about the growth and expansion that can happen oftentimes through the discomfort that is a natural part of partnering. So I'm going to say that again. If you have some idea, which we all do, even if we don't think we do, I think I'm going to say a lot of us do, even if we don't think we do, we have this idea that our relationship should be, maybe each of our lists is different, but some form of something perfect that should be more fulfilling. But the reality of partnership is that it's going to be hard. It isn't going to meet all of your needs. And if you have a partner who's on board with that and who shares, I would say, your most important values, then you're probably doing really well. And it would be worth letting go of if there's any internal struggle around whether you should be there or not. Just little pockets of time, letting go of that and seeing what it would be like to really just be here. And sometimes, and this one's even harder to process, but sometimes that's going to include the disappointment of the things that you may never receive in this partnership. And you need to let yourself feel that. And and this is the big secret, this is a big concept, if you can let yourself feel the disappointment and the pain, rather than being like staying a little bit above it by being in should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I, that keeps you kind of a little bit above it, and transformation won't happen. But if you can drop into, oh, I really love this person, I'm choosing them, I want to be in partnership with them, and I have a deep disappointment that I'm not being met in this way, and I may never be. What you're giving your body a chance to do is most likely meet a disappointment that is reflective of something that's happened in your past, most likely with a primary caregiver. And that is, in and of itself, even just feeling it is a healing process. And as you feel it, in some ways, it's like, as you feel those things that are painful or uncomfortable, in some ways that discomfort, really letting yourself taste the flavor of that pain, and then allowing yourself to be seen and loved and connect within that can change everything about your partnership. That can change everything about your lovemaking. That's the process of unhooking from that idea of what you think this is supposed to be and constantly judging against it. And then actual intimacy can begin to happen. So I know that was a lot and some very big and complex ideas just thrown into this short video. So if there are more questions that spring forth from what I'm sharing here, please feel free to write them in the comments or email us, info@embodiedtantra.com, and I would love to answer them in another video. Thanks a lot. Bye.